Shared it previously, ladies and gentlemen, that these people are twisted and they're sick. They're sickly minded people. And the funny thing is, the people who are behind this technology of spying on Americans, tracking Americans, their last name sounds very familiar and they have something in common. Well, when you see who's behind this application called Track, I think you can put two and two together. But actually, I'm coming up with the application. It's called Track Steroids and TRT Users. The name of the application is TSAT, and I'm actually inventing that application. It will be tracking and locating anyone that uses steroids and TRT. Track steroids and TRT users. That is the application I'm coming up with, but we're gonna dig into this sick and twisted application that I have coming up to not get hit up with the Fourth Amendment violations. They have come up with the application or spying tool that will be tracking what type of clothes you're wearing, what type of hat you're wearing, what type of beard you got, what color beard you have, how long you use the beard, you got any jewelry on, and so on and so on. Let's see how twisted these people are. The name of the application is TRACK, and we're going to look at the manufacturer and the creator of this app after this.
To get around the facial recognition ban that 15 states have in place. The worst part of it all is that the workaround is even worse than the systems that were banned in the first place. Police are using a tool called Track, which is made by Veritone, and as of right now, 400 police departments and federal agencies are using the tool to track people without breaking any laws. Back in 2024, 15 U.S. states passed laws to stop police from using facial recognition. Certain cities like San Francisco and Oakland banned it almost completely due to concerns of wrongful arrests, algorithmic bias, privacy violations.
But you know who's not going to ban it? The southern state, the southern tyrant states, the red states who claim to be for the constitutions, who are the biggest tyrants. I believe that you know which state has the most flock camera systems? The state of Texas. The state of Texas and Florida and down south, especially Texas and Florida, has the highest amount of flock camera system. Isn't that strange? These are the states for constitution. These are the biggest tyrants in America. Okay, but the focus over here is called Track. That is the name of the application, Track, that is monitoring what type of clothes you're wearing.
And cases of people getting thrown in jail because an AI said their face matched the suspect's face. However, the problem is that most of these laws only ban technology that analyzes biometric data. This includes things like your face, fingerprints, or the way that you walk. And this is where Track comes in.
Now, remember what I said? The way you walk. They have a tiny drone. You remember what I did the video about a micro drone? They have a micro drone, size of your fingernail, that goes inside of your ventilators. Okay? So they can spy on you. Listen, that guy, Jeffrey Epstein, he was a sick and twisted person. But there are hundreds, maybe thousands of like Jeffrey Epstein. He was into the way he had one on you. He had you in a sexual compromising situation, videotaping you. That's how sick and twisted these people are. That's how sick and twisted, and there are many like them. These are twisted people, and they run the porn industry. A rabbi runs the porn industry. Who runs the OnlyFans? Okay? Who runs Pornhub? Who runs most of the pornography in America and in the world? These people are twisted, ladies and gentlemen, and they're coming up with these. They're so infatuated with tracking you and putting you in database. It's unbelievable.
Scanning your face, it scans basically everything else. This includes your body size, hair, your clothes, and any accessories you have on you. The CEO of Veritone said that they built Track to find a way to track and identify criminals without tracking people's faces. Police can feed it.
Okay, so this Mr. Ryan Steelberg. Let's see Mr. Ryan Steelberg is. See the last name sound familiar to you? Put two and two together a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Wait up.
Markets may be closed, but if you thought big money
Here he's the cocksucker. Is that Mr. Goldberg? Steelberg, I'm sorry. Let's see what Mr. Steel...
wasn't going to talk about AI, you are wrong. AI now fighting crime. Veritone's new artificial intelligence tools are revolutionizing law enforcement, accelerating suspect.
Now notice this the advertisement that's showing of the camera, it looks like a school. These are sick and twisted people watching kids in school through AI.
Identification in crimes caught on camera. Veritone co-founder, president, and CEO Ryan Steelberg.
Really? How about we start with what's in the Epstein file? How about we get the criminals in the Epstein's file so you could show us the unredacted versions of the Epstein files?
Joins us now. How does this technology work?
Well, it's a data problem. We ingest, zettabytes of audio and video around the world, and we quickly try to index and analyze it to find people of interest and hopefully use that to investigate and track down potential suspects. But think about it, it's a data problem. It's an unstructured data problem, and we're producing a lot more of it every single day.
Ryan, can you give us some examples in real life where you've used it?
You know what? You know where we don't have to use this technology to get the suspects? The unredacted version of Epstein files.
A suspect, whether it be, let's say, in human trafficking or missing child case. There are a lot of different ways that you can use this software, but people can identify with it if they understand tangibly how it's used.
Well, I think the big breakthrough of this technology that
these are sick and twisted people, ladies and gentlemen. The reason these people are able to thrive because there are millions, probably 75% of the population of America has never read the Constitution. These are criminals who are walking all over your Fourth Amendment, okay? And once you understand the Constitution, once you understand the Bill of Rights, these people should be put in jail right here, okay? These are real criminals. That is why they're not releasing the Epstein files, because Epstein's #1 investment was in Palantir with Gay Carp and the Gay Thiel, two faggots.
We introduced internationally, mostly on-prem in the UK and Thailand and other countries, is the ability to protect people's identity, like their face and the facial recognition and whatnot, but be able to start to look at humans as objects. And that would be kind of looking at how...
Looking at humans as objects. Mr. Steelberg, you piece of shit.
All they are, what color backpack they're wearing, are they wearing a hat? And make them...
I told you, what type of sick motherfucker would watch you on a camera to see what type of hat you got on? These are twisted people, ladies and gentlemen.
Complex, kind of like the movie we've all seen, Jason Bourne, is these, I'd like to say criminals and bad actors travel. They'll go from camera to camera or different areas.
You know where the big criminals are? In Epstein files. When are you going to release those? How about we get the criminals in the Epstein files, and then we go and do what you are wanting us to do by spying on people and see what type of clothes they got on. Oh wait, Epstein was a #1 investor in Palantir. Holy shit.
So what this technology can do is really identify in what we call single shot, analyze a tremendous amount of audio and video data, quickly create a database, right, of those hits, and then be able to quickly identify and make the correlations across video cameras of like who these individuals are. So yes, technology has been used to fight crime. It's been used in the context for...
I'm coming up with the application. It's called Testosterone and Steroid User App, TSAT.
Or finding human...
The application that I'm coming with is called Track Steroids and TRT Users.
And
you'll be my first suspect right here, okay?
Really what we were talking about and introducing it today is bringing it to North America at scale, working with AWS, who's one of our GPU-based partners, so we can actually make this accessible to every law enforcement agency.
So, Ryan, I get it, and it sounds good when you're talking about catching the bad guys, but I can imagine a scenario where somebody with nefarious intentions could use the exact same thing and ruin my life. How do you protect against that?
Well, I think, again, who has access to the tools, right? So this technology is primarily being limited today.
Who has the access to the technology has? The steroids or TRT users?
Not open source. We're not making this generally available like other large language models. So today we're primarily offering and working intimately with law enforcement agencies and other reputable firms like Deloitte and others to introduce this to really, again, narrow the use case and make sure it's in the context of investigation. We care about, again, bad actors using bad tools. Hopefully this will not get in their hands, and that's really not our strategy or business model for this solution. But it's also make sure we're working with the sworn officers and I'd say the reputable good actors.
America, wake up. Now let's look at Mr. Ryan Steelberg. Well, this is Mr. Ryan Steelberg on the future of Veritone, AI in law enforcement. Okay, Veritone. Okay. AI surveillance beyond faces. Veritone's new track software. This motherfucker likes to know. He developed an application, a spyware camera system that's gonna watch your clothes and how you move and what type of hat you're wearing. And of course, Mr. Steelberg is from Boston. Mr. Steelberg said, now you know where me and you stand, you piece of shit dirtbag. These are the piece of shits that exist in this country. They're walking all over the American Constitution, and steroid and TRT and the butts are using and buying their technology to snoop on you. These are sick people, ladies and gentlemen. Now you know.